Hello, Year 10. Nice to speak to you. This is the Year 10. This is Year 10, Week 10 spellings. Spooky. Week 10 for Year 10. If only we could do them on the 10th of June, that would be triple spooky. There's no picture with the spellings on because obviously it's not a test. So there's a nice beach for you to look at there and dream about the day you'll be able to go on a beach like that, which hopefully won't be too long. So, pen and paper handy. I will read out the spelling and the example. You have to write down the spelling and the definition, and I'm not going to pause, so if you want to pause to write it down, then do so and carry on. So, number 1, valiant. They are valiant soldiers facing certain death. Please spell valiant and write down the definition. If I put the spellings up here, it won't look so rude if I keep looking to the side. Number 2, artillery. The soldiers' attempt to retrieve the enemy's artillery failed. Artillery. Number 3, self-sacrifice. Tennyson depicts the self-sacrifice made by the Light Brigade. Self-sacrifice. Number 4, preface. In the preface to his poems, Owen states that it is a poet's job to warn. Preface. Number 5, epitomizes. Blake's image of the youthful harlot epitomizes the moral decay of London. The thunderstorm, can you hear the thunderstorm in the background? The thunderstorm in the background epitomizes the unpredictable weather we have in an English summer. Number 6, passive suffering. Owen depicts the passive suffering of the soldiers in the trenches. Number 7, sound symbolism. Owen employs sound symbolism throughout the poem. Sound symbolism. Ding, email. Number 8, replete. The poem is replete with images of nature as the enemy. As I look outside, my guttering, my drain pipes are replete with rainwater and therefore pouring down the sides of the house. Replete. Number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9, literal. Literal. The image describes the literal freezing of the dead men's eyes. Literal. Teenagers use this word a lot when they say literally. It is literally raining outside. Yes. And lastly, for this week's enormity. Owen conveys the enormity of the soldiers' suffering. And one more example to bore you with the rain. The enormity of the thunderstorm seems to be flooding my garden and drowning my guinea pig. Okay, from previous weeks then, please, which means this is 10. So this is 11. Ambiguity. Ambiguity. There is some ambiguity in the Duke's words, as he does not directly say that he has killed his Duchess. What does ambiguity mean, and how is it spelt? Sorry, just turn over, go back to other weeks. Talk amongst yourselves, put the kettle on. Democratic. This will be number 12. Democratic. Blake's London is not the democratic city that so many radicals wanted. I'm just going to pause a minute. I'll be back with you in 1 second. Marginalise. Oh, that's a strange creature that went past then. Marginalise. The characters in the poem are all marginalised by the society they live in. To marginalise somebody would leave them feeling left out and lonely. The establishment is the next one. We looked at, if you remember, I explained that Shelley, the writer of Ozymandias, was born into or part of the establishment, but he rejected that and rebelled against the establishment. So what is the establishment? How do you spell it, and what's the definition? Next, I've lost count, so I won't say the number. Next, autonomy. Autonomy. There is no autonomy for the people of Blake's London. Right, where were we? I can't remember. There's a massive storm here. We've just had to go out to cover up the guinea pig. Inequality. The play highlights, in Inspector Call, highlights the inequality that exists between social classes. We're on Inspector Calls now, if I didn't say, sorry. Let's go for that old classic, dramatic irony. The dramatic irony in Inspector Calls. Arthur Burling says the Titanic won't sink. The audience knew that it sunk. Macbeth says to King Duncan, "You are welcome at my palace." The audience knows he's planning to kill him. Dramatic irony. Pompous. How do you spell pompous, and what does it mean to be pompous? Arthur Burling is pompous behaviour towards the inspector irritates the inspector. I honestly haven't got a clue how many we've done. So we will do one more. What is your social conscience? Social conscience. Can you spell social conscience and write down the definition, please? The example is that at the end of the Inspector Calls, both Eric and Sheila seem to have developed a social conscience that they didn't have at the start of the play, whereas Sybil and Arthur still seem to have no social conscience. Okay, that's it for this week. If you could let me know your score, please. I will score the extra spellings if you just score the week. What week was it? Week 10 spellings. And that will save you going through all of the old spelling booklets. So send me your prep, your week 10 score out of 10, and I will send you back your score for the remainder. Have a nice week. Cheerio, bye.